Okay, so welcome to the Monday evening master class. And tonight we are actually going to be doing a breathing technique called circular breath. It is a technique that when I was teaching at the community college, I taught it every single semester. And I got more feedback from this technique than anything else that I've taught because it's so powerful and it's so effective. And I want to give you some of the things that happens with this technique if you choose to use it. We have what's called emotional breathing. If you start to do these breathing, just observance of the breath, where you can just watch your inhale and your exhale, you'll notice that we tend to have patterns that happen in our natural breath. Some of those patterns can have hesitations, stops. You might notice that one part of your breath is easier than another part of your breath. And that is what we call emotional breathing. It means that you have stuff energetically, emotionally, mentally, and physically that is being held in the body. And this technique over time will dissolve it. So it dissolves stress, it dissolves emotional traumas, it can dissolve stuff from the past. And yoga therapy, yoga psychotherapy is very different than Western psychotherapy, because Western psychotherapy wants us to use our intellect to address our issues. And we don't do that with yoga. We don't do it at all. What we do is we use these techniques, and there's many, many techniques out there. And what they do is they will, on their own, dissolve any of those emotional traumas that we have had or do have, or things that we're holding on to and then we're having a hard time letting go of. This breath technique takes care of it. And I can say this for sure because I have been teaching it for 15 years and I have seen the results of it. So it's a beautiful technique. If you've done it before, then I'm sure that you'll enjoy this practice tonight. We are starting out with it, and it is very simple. And I also want to encourage you, while we're doing the practice, if you're finding that you're straining at all, try to just let go of that. Try not to have a lot of attachment to how this technique is unfolding for you, because that might just be some of the resistance and accumulated stress that you may have been holding in your body. Okay? So no big deal. Be the witness. Allow the practice to unfold for you, and however it does, and let it become a technique that you can return to again and again, and use it, like I said, as a back pocket technique. It's always there, and it is always helpful and beneficial. It will trigger the relaxation response. And remember, the relaxation response is triggering the parasympathetic nervous system, which is that part of the nervous system that calms everything down. It allows digestion to function properly, and all of our systems, all of the systems in the body to function properly. And if you have any nervous system issues at all, it will address that as well. Okay, so we're going to start tonight with this technique called circular breath by laying down. So we're going to lay down on our backs, and you're going to take right hand on your belly, left hand on your chest. Okay, so let's lay down. All right. And I want to recommend, this is typically around a 7 to 10 minute practice. So I want to recommend that you definitely get a bolster underneath your knees to support your low back. And if you want to cover your eyes, that's fine as well. But make sure that you are comfortably laying down with support. Okay? Right hand on your belly, left hand on your chest. Circular breath. That's what we're doing. All right. So we're going to begin this practice tonight, closing the eyes and drawing our attention inward to the natural flow of breath. and trying to move into that witness, witnessing our own body, witnessing our own breath, whatever the natural flow of breath is. And then also witnessing the mind and the activity of the mind that you came into this class with. So checking in, and maybe if you are feeling emotional, checking in with that part of yourself. All right, and then from there, once the breath starts to settle down, begin to breathe just in your belly, and you're going to move that right hand, expand it, and then let it release. Feel the hand. Your whole intention is to breathe into the belly and move that right hand. And again, we're observing breath. We're observing the physical body. Observing the mind. And have the intention of smoothing out that breath in the belly. If belly breathing is difficult for you, be the witness of that. And continue to breathe into the belly. Eventually, as you continue to do this practice, that belly breathing will become more relaxed, more at ease, more natural. And then we're going to shift into chest breathing. So now focusing with the left hand and breathing into the chest, moving the left hand with that breath. Expanding breath in the chest, and you'll feel that breath expand into the side body, into the ribs, up into the collarbone, into the shoulders. That breath is filling the chest. And again, we move into that witness and observe the physical body, observing the breath. Smoothing out the breath. Good. And then from there, we're going to then fill the belly. So you fill the belly with breath, then gradually move the breath up into the solar plexus where the diaphragm is, up into the chest. And what you'll notice with this breath is that you have to be more aware of how you bring in the breath. You can't just fill the whole belly with your breath because you need to be able to pull it all the way up into the chest. So it's more deliberate. filling that belly, and then start to move it up into the diaphragm, into the chest, and expanding that breath all the way up into the collarbone, into the shoulders. And you start to get the feel of it as you continue to breathe. Your exhale is just releasing naturally out of the nose. You're inhaling through the nose and exhaling out of the nose. Inhaling, filling the belly, pulling it up into the diaphragm, up into the chest. Exhaling, letting that breath release naturally. And again, have the intention of smoothing out this breath. And once that begins to feel more natural, I want you to release your hands then to your sides, palms up. And then begin to count your breath. Inhale 4 counts, filling from the belly all the way up through the chest. Exhaling 4 counts. If you have a longer breath, that's fine, whatever your count is. If you're more natural with a 6 count breath, that's fine. It just needs to be even inhale with the exhale. And once that becomes natural and smooth, begin to notice the spaces between the breath. Notice after the inhale, there is a pause as you transition into the exhale. And after the exhale, again, there is a pause that transitions you back into the inhale. Smooth, natural breath. Now we're going to move into what's called circular breath, where the inhale connects to the exhale. We eliminate the pause, and then the exhale connects to the inhale. So you would inhale, go right into the exhale, and then right into the inhale, right into the exhale. And you continue to do that. Still a balanced, even breath, so still even on the inhale and the exhale, but now we eliminate the pause. We move into this circular pattern of breath. Inhale to the exhale, exhale to the inhale. Keep smoothing out the breath. And begin to notice as the breath smooths out. You begin to feel lighter. You are literally dissolving hang-ups, attachments, stress. It is easily unraveling and dissolving out of the body. Now remember, you are not just a physical body. You have all these different layers. They're called the koshas or sheaths. You have a physical body. You have an emotional body. You have a mental body. You have an energetic body. You have an astral body. And a etheric body. And for just a few more moments, allow that breath to continue, circular breath. Helping that body to rejuvenate, to be more at peace, to be centered, aligned with the very essence of who you are, that divine part of yourself. Good, and then from there, we're going to slowly, slowly wake up the body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And then reaching out through the legs, we're going to lift the arms above the head. Interlace your fingers and reach out through the legs and out through the arms. And then draw the right knee into the chest and the head comes up. Then open up the arms to the side and take that right leg across the body. Left hand comes up and gently pushes that leg down as you move into a rotation. Keep reaching out through the right arm. And then release that leg down. And now interlace your fingers again and reach through the top of the head and out through the toes. It's like you're stretching yourself. And then those interlaced fingers come up and around the left leg, pulling the leg in, and then taking it across the body. And again, that left leg goes across, and extend the left arm out as you rotate. And then taking that left arm, bringing it right over to the right side, slowly, gently lift yourself up and come into a comfortable seated position. So you can either sit with a blanket, on a blanket, or just on the ground. We'll begin our practice now.